What is up, you guys? James Matthews here, PCW's official commentator, the one and only, and I'm here for episode 18 of PCW TV. Now, starting off tonight's show, we have one match and one match only, but it's a big enough match that you all will remember for the rest of your lives. It is a tag team match between Genocide, the man you see walking to the arena right now creepily, the psychopath. Doctors have warned us about this man. He will be teaming up against former hardcore champion Austin Mavericks, who is making his entrance at this point. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, a fan favorite. Back here, he's been turning a lot of heads in PCW, and even more importantly, he's been turning heads in the backyard wrestling community. Both of these men are actually both Genocide and Austin Mavericks, and they'll be taking on a team. Well, I would say this is more of a well-oiled team between Tommy Mason and Chris Copeland, former BEW and former PCW World Heavyweight Champions here. Lost their titles this past Sunday at BEW's Path to Glory. Would really like a big win to, kind of come back to that. Both men have been really disappointed at the fact that, they kind of felt like they let everyone down. But more importantly, let's take you back to last week on PCW TV episode 17 and showed you a match that happened between Chris Copeland and Genocide. The reason why these two men are even in this match. And there was the turning point of the match, I said, where he threw Chris Copeland off of that DDT. And as you see, Chris Copeland taps out to that devastating Cobra Clutch that at one point in time did make Tommy Mason pass out as well. As you see, Chris Copeland and Austin Mavericks will be starting off this match. And Genocide is just kind of sitting over in his respective corner, hasn't really moved at all, just kind of sat there and just been staring at one place and one place only on the ground. And we start off this match. Copeland hits a humongous famouser with some kicks here, and maybe an elbow. There goes one elbow drop, and there goes a second. Tommy Mason, Chris Copeland's tag team partner for this match, is just watching the action go on. This has to impress, considering that PCW General Manager Josh Chadwell has announced that PCW will be bringing in tag team titles. That's right. So, both of these men, we know Tommy Mason and Chris Copeland. I know that both men want to be declared the first ever PCW tag team champions. But, maybe this team of Genocide and also Mavericks, Tommy Mason hitting the back of the head of Austin Mavericks off the top. Maybe this new team of Genocide and Austin Mavericks can work out, But, like I said, Chris Copeland and Tommy Mason are definitely a more well-oiled machine. When they're in the ring together, they can do things that no other people can even dream of doing as a tag team. Mavericks, we have said before, the strength of Mavericks, and as you saw, it just came into play. There seemed Chris Copeland and Tommy Mason seem to be targeting the arm of Mavericks, without that arm, oh, wait a minute, looks like Tommy Mason hurt his leg right there. That can come into effect in the end of this match. Maybe tore an ankle or an ACL. This has never been said before, but when Tommy Mason was littler, he did have a torn ACL and had surgery on it. So, that can come in a big factor. And as I was saying, Austin Mavericks, his finishing move is that chokeslam, which has been devastating. Only a few men have been able to kick out of that. And and that's definitely Austin Maverick's biggest move he hits. So, without the chokeslam, without that arm, there is not going to be a chokeslam Austin Mavericks can deliver. Not with an injured wing, if you know what I mean. And that's why Tommy Mason is such a ring veteran. He is so mechanical when it comes in the ring. He is so machine-like. He sees that arm is hurt, and he goes straight after that. And look at this. They're still... Copeland stomps on that arm. They're still working on it. I have not seen... Wait a minute. We saw Chris Copeland, as we saw last week against Genocide. Genocide was able to counter that. Austin Mavericks this week did not manage to get out of that. And Chris Copeland hits a huge splash. Shades of Mystery, except Mystery hits it from the top. Copeland hits it standing. Shades of Mystery, who beat Austin Mavericks for that hardcore title with that frog splash. Mystery, unfortunately, could not be on tonight's show due to personal problems. But we won't get into that until maybe next week. But right now, the action is going hot, and it is getting heavy because, holding the arm but dropping the leg does Copeland. We have a humongous tag team match for you guys next week. And look at the agility of Copeland right there, just hopping from the ground 5 feet up onto that tank. That was impressive right there. But not that. More importantly, Josh Chadwell is here in the building tonight. He is watching closely on this match to make sure, he kind of put a stop to the tomfoolery that Chris Copeland and Tommy Mason was, provoking over the past couple weeks. And you know what? Now things have seemed to get a little more, organized here in PCW. This tag team match, Josh Chadwell, is hoping to settle this hatred between Chris Copeland, Genocide, Tommy Mason, and Austin Mavericks. But, these two men have been fighting, these three men, have been fighting for years and years. This rivalry may never stop. It may only get sidetracked. And look at the strength of Austin Mavericks. Ooh, Copeland landed awkwardly on that arm. That may come into play later as a factor. Austin Mavericks going over to Chris Copeland. But the huge announcement that Josh Chadwell has planned next week, it will be a tournament for the, wait a minute, Chris Copeland, 1, 2, oh. Only gets a 2 count, does Copeland. Austin Mavericks trying to get up here. A huge wham kick. Austin Mavericks, we've mentioned before, is near 300 pounds. Actually, 301 pounds. And, to see a man like that just literally get dropped by a kick, that's how you know how devastating that kick is. Tommy Mason asking to get tagged in, and he does. Oh! Once again, just pulling on that arm, trying to pull it out of the socket is Mason. Knees to the ribs. Tommy Mason loading up that elbow pad, maybe going for a bullhammer or something here. Wait a minute, nope. Oh! Once again, Tommy Mason working on that arm. I bring back to the point that I say Tommy Mason is very mechanical when it comes to, how he performs in that ring. Not to mean that he's boring or anything, but just how when he sees a body part injured, and wait a minute, oh! Tommy Mason going out of his, zone for hitting a huge leg drop off the top. He should be lucky that it connected. Tommy Mason, a good 204 pounds. You don't see a man that heavy flying through the air that often. But that's just it. That's what's so great about Tommy Mason. He's just such a well-rounded athlete that he can do stuff like that. And Tommy Mason saying tag in Genocide. He wants Genocide for what he did. We haven't seen these two men in the ring since Airborne. Austin Mavericks just completely blowing off Genocide. Look at this, going for a choke slam. Oh, wait a minute. Uh-oh, he's going to hit it. And Genocide, I think Genocide just tagged himself in. Tommy Mason pushing. Oh! Tommy Mason gets a huge fist to the face and another one. Chris Copeland yelling at Genocide. Wait a minute, here comes Copeland. Genocide ducks, and Copeland connects with his tag team partner Mason. Wait a minute. Oh no. Oh, and the Genocide death drop. Genocide hits him with that Genocide death drop. Oh, wait a minute. Is he going for the Cobra Clutch? Here's that Cobra Clutch we seen Chris Copeland tap out to last week. Tommy Mason also has bad memories with this. Tommy Mason actually passed out to this move at Airborne because he didn't want to tap, but, he had to pass out. And look at this, Austin Mavericks. Austin Mavericks, wait a minute. Mavericks just tagged himself back in. Wait a minute. Oh, no. And a huge choke slam on the former PCW World Heavyweight Champion, Tommy Mason. Whoa. This has to be it. 2 and a 3 count. The match is over. Genocide and Austin Mavericks pick up a huge victory over Tommy Mason and Chris Copeland. With the tag team titles for PCW coming in soon, you have to think that, this team might be effective, but at the same time, that whole match, Mavericks pretty much in the ring until last second, and when Genocide did come in, he kind of tagged himself in. And, in a way, wait a minute, what's Genocide doing here? He has that, seemed like he had a pan or something, just smacking Austin Mavericks upside the head with it. Let's go back and show you guys what happened during this match. There's where the arm working on the arm started there for him. Here's where Mavericks started to make a little bit of a comeback, and I thought where Mason might have injured that ankle, seemed to, just might have been playing possum on it or something, but, Chris Copeland flies through the air with a humongous elbow drop here. And here's that wham kick I was talking about. Very vicious and malicious. And speaking of which, here is a huge 204-pound leg drop on a 300-pound man. That is devastating. And here's what I was talking about. Bam, Genocide tags himself in. A little bit of miscommunication there. But here was the main turning point. Austin Mavericks once again got frustrated that Genocide tagged himself in. Austin Mavericks tags himself back in once again. It's a humongous choke slam on Tommy Mason and gets a 1-2-3 victory. And Genocide was not happy. Boom. Not very good chemistry there by Genocide and Austin Mavericks. But I'm James Matthews. Thank you for tuning in, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in next week to see what happens.